Good morning, third grade. I hope you have had a wonderful day so far. We are going to continue our lesson 29 today. This will be our last lesson 29 video. Today we are going to do guided practice, and it's solving area problems. And I don't know if you remember from yesterday, but they are rectangles that are not just rectangles. So you have to break a bigger shape into these smaller parts that are sometimes rectangles. And there are a few examples on here, and I actually pulled it up so you can see it, but I also have my own sheet that I'm going to show you on there as well. But I wanted to look at the first one for an example. It says, study the example below, then solve problems 14 through 16. Miguel drew this shape in his notebook. What is the area of Miguel's shape? Well, that is quite the shape we've got there. So we need to figure out something to do with the shape. And if you remember yesterday, we talked about doing something with a bigger shape to making it smaller shapes. If you said breaking apart, you are correct. We need to somehow break it apart. So I'm going to draw it on mine, and then I'm going to show you on there. Okay, so I did dotted lines on mine so we can see it. Now, it wants us to look at how we are going to break this apart. It says, look at how you could show your work by breaking apart the shape into 3 rectangles. Well, I did just that. If you can see it, I drew the dotted lines right there. Now, I'm going to show you on here with the pen how they did it. They broke this line, boom, just like that. Now, let's scroll down a little bit and look to see what else they did. Okay, they broke it apart. They removed both of the rectangles on the end and then the one in the middle. So let's look at this. So we know that this end is 5. They dragged that back down, 5. Now, how do we know that this side is 10? How did they get this side to be 10? Well, let's look back up here at this one. Well, we know this whole entire side is 10. Does this side match this side? Yes, it does. So we know that 10 is here and we know 10 is here. So that's how they got the 10 here. So we already have our 5, we have our 10. We already know what that is. I'm not going to tell you about the area just yet, but I wanted to make sure you knew the sides. Now, at first I thought it was a square, but Ms. Barker had to look at it again, and it's actually a rectangle. The sides on the sides here are longer than the sides here. So we have to make sure that they all match. So, sorry, that's my dog in the background. Can't help it. So we know that the top is 5. Now we need to know this length. How can we tell that length? Well, let's look. They gave us the number 6 here, and Ms. Barker did not do very well at that. So let's undo that. We'll make it a little bit bigger. There. So we know that that side is 6 right here. Well, we know the entire thing is 10. So if this little chunk is 6, we have to figure out what this chunk is to get to 10. So 6 plus something equals 10. Can somebody tell me what that number is? Let's look. So we already have 6. Now we need to get to 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. How many more did we just add? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that side is 4, and that's why they did this side 4. And then this one, of course, is the same exact shape as this one, so they use the same numbers. And it kind of already gives us 10 and 5. Tells us exactly what it is. So now that we have all 3 of these, now what they did is they took the area from each part. So we knew that our side was 10 and our top was 5. So 10 times 5 equals 50. Boom, done. Next, they did 5 times 4, which equals 20. Boom, done. Then they did 5 times 10 again, which equals 50. We're done. Oh, we forgot to do something though. We found the areas of each rectangle, but we didn't find the rectangle all together, right? The rectangles all together. So now we need to put all of these together. When you're putting something together to find the total, you always add. So now we know that it is 50 plus 20, or we can do it easier. What is 50 plus 50? It's 100. Plus 20 is 120 square meters. Make sure you always put those square meters at the end of your thing, because when you times, you always times and it always becomes square meters instead of just meters. All right, let's keep going. What is the area of the shape below? Well, let's look. They kind of divided it up here. So we know that that's a really bad line, sorry. But we know that they divided it here. So let's separate this. Why don't we? I'm going to actually draw on my whiteboard so you can see it. Just give me one moment. And Miss Barker's drawing is not the greatest, but we'll work with it. And I'm separating them, just so you know. Okay, so I have it on my whiteboard. Now we need to look at this. So I did, right here, I broke it apart, 2 and 3. We see that on our paper, 3 and 2, okay? Now I separated it because they drew a line here. Now they did 3 over here, just like I did, right here. So when I do 3 on the bottom, now I need to figure out what my width is. So let's count up. 1, 2, 3. So we know that this side is going to be 3 as well. And I'm going to write a 3 here. It's a really bad 3, but you know what it is. Okay, now I need to figure out something. What can I do? I know that I have 3 here and I have 2 here. I know I have 3 here and 3 here. So both of my rectangles need to have an area before we can do something. So we need to find that area. So 3 times 3 gives us, I'm going to do it here, 9. 9 feet or square feet? Square feet, good. Now we need to do here, 3 times 2 equals what? If you said 6, you are right. Square feet. Now we need to do something with the 9 and the 6. Who can tell me what we have to do with the 9 and the 6? If we want both rectangle areas to be combined together to find the total area of the rectangle. If you said we have to add them, that is correct. So now we need to take 9 square feet plus 6 square feet. And it equals what? If you said 15 square feet, you are correct. So that will be 15 square feet, and I will write it down here. Or you can write it with shortcuts too. I'll show you. So if you see how I wrote it down here, get over to the camera. You can write it just like that. Nice job. All right. Now, this one, I want you to take a moment and try it. I'll give you 1 minute on the clock. And go. All right. That might have been a little less than a minute, sorry, but I think this one's pretty easy. I think you got it. So what is the total area of Seth's shape? Well, we know that we have to count each square unit. So that's exactly what I did. And I got 14 square inches. Square inches. Nice job. That one was simple. I knew you guys could do that one. All right, let's get to the multiple choice. This one might be a little trickier. So I'm going to show you on the screen with this one. Let's see. I know I have it here too. I'm going to actually do it on my paper as well as the screen. So Kale drew a model of a birdhouse. Wow, they got a lot going on here, huh? All right. So we know that we have 4 inches on the top. We have this little side is 2, this little side is 2. Same with this side, so you know that they're equal. This side is 3, this side is 3. Equal again. 3, 3. Equal again. 4, 4. Equal. Then we have this really long piece that's 14 inches. Whew, that's a lot of numbers. Okay, so let's see what they want us to find first. What is the total area of the birdhouse? Circle the letter of the correct answer. Alrighty, well, we need to break this down a little bit. We need to figure out what we need to cut or break apart first. So let's look. If we know this side and we know this side, we could do this, right? I would agree. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to write 4 times 8. Oh, I just gave you the answer. Silly Miss Barker. 4 times 2 equals 8. So we know that one is 8. Now let's look at some more. We have 2 and we have 3. Ooh, do we think we could do that? I think we could. So let's see. Oop, I don't want to move that. I want to draw another one. Oh, maybe it's not going to let me. Well, it's not going to let me right this second. Maybe you can try it a little further down. Just extend it. All right. That's a little messy, but we'll make it work. Okay, now I know that I've already found this one and it's 8. Now I need to find this one, 2 times 3. Well, we know 2 times 3 is 6. Now we need to figure out, maybe let's look. If we know this is 3, we know this is 4. Well, we could probably figure that one out. So let's draw that one. Grab my pen again. Oh, that was something. Okay, better. Now we have 3 and we have 4. So what is that? Well, that's 12. Okay, now we have all of this space again. So let's look. I'm going to try to draw this line across and we'll go from there. We'll try it. Because if it's a mistake, it's a mistake. 2, we know is here. We know this line is 4. So how can we find this entire line? 4 plus 2 is 6. So we know that this whole line all the way through here is 6. What is 6 times 3? If you said it is 18, you are correct. Nice job. Next, we have to find